2014, almost 40,000 women died due to breast cancer.
Now, imagine one of these was a loved one, your mother, sister, or grandmother, maybe even a close friend.
This is a serious disease that affects millions of loved ones across the world, but some good has come of it. Susan G. Komen for the Cure is a breast cancer research and treatment charity that needs your help.
Today we'll be talking about what breast cancer is, a solution to breast cancer, some victim and survivor stories, and what you can do to help.
Some of you may be wondering, what is breast cancer? Breast cancer is one or more tumors that form in the breast tissue, and then move to affect other, more vital areas of the body. According to the database of breastcancer.org, 1 in 8 women have an experience with breast cancer in their lifetimes. That means at least 2 women in this classroom will have breast cancer. In 2014, more than 300,000 cases of breast cancer were reported, and more than 85% of them were women who had no prior experience of breast cancer in their family. Breast cancer can affect all of us, but there is a way we can help.
Susan G. Komen for the Cure is a cancer research and treatment facility. Their mission is the research, treatment, screening, and education about breast cancer. Inspired by her sister's tragic death and final wish, Nancy Brinker has dedicated her charity to helping women around the world. Susan G. Komen was a happy, funny woman that everyone seemed to love. Then she got breast cancer. After undergoing an operation, her doctor prematurely declared her cured. However, not even 6 months later, she remissed and found that the cancer had spread to her lungs and underneath her arm. She traveled to Houston Cancer Center as a stage 4 cancer patient and underwent rigorous chemotherapy treatment. It took a hard toll on her, giving her all of the side effects, including hair loss, mouth sores. Her family could barely stand her seeing her like this, but they knew she had to be strong. To help with the pain, she would often talk about opening up a new cancer center after she became cured, for real this time. And she would make it more hospitable for families, better than the stark rooms and the bare practice rooms that cancer centers that she had been to had. However, after 9 operations, 3 radiation and chemotherapy statements, and 3 years, Susan finally lost her battle against cancer. Her sister would often think back about how she wanted to open up a new cancer center for patients and decided that she would open one up in her sister's honor. Since then, Nancy has dedicated her life to making Susan's dream come true. With the help of her charity, she's managed a 99% 5-year survival rate and more than 3 million survivors.
And what was your experience with the different chemotherapies and treatments that you had to go through?
I actually did the chemotherapy. I did 4 rounds of chemotherapy, and mine weren't really bad as far as I didn't have the sickness and nausea that a lot of them had. But I had a really good doctor who took care of that as far as he gave me some good nausea medicine so that I didn't get sick. And, of course, losing my hair and all that wonderful stuff. But it wasn't so bad. I never thought it was so bad. But I also had an internal radiation. They call it a savvy. They actually put a instrument up underneath your skin that actually puts the radiation goes inside of it. So it's a new way of doing it. So I thought it was better than the old way, which was like burning the skin and all that bad stuff. But mine wasn't so bad. So.
And have you ever remissed about it? Or gone back into the breast cancer cells, or did it spread at all?
No.
Okay.
No, mine's not. As a matter of fact, this month marks my 5-year diagnosis.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And did you receive any help from Susan G. Komen or any other cancer treatment charities?
I actually got donations that were given in my name. I have some up here on the wall, as a matter of fact, where they were collected and they were given in my name. So.
As you can see, many people have been affected by breast cancer. For some, they have won the fight, but for others, they were not as lucky. Jill Goodrum died at age 46 after being misdiagnosed. Her doctor thought she merely had tennis elbow when in fact she had breast cancer. Jill Goodrum died because her hospital failed to properly diagnose her and find the cancer in time. Felicia Nowell passed away in 2013 after suffering with breast cancer in an underfunded hospital. She couldn't afford a hospital that conducted regular cancer research and procedures. As of 2013, only 50% of women living in poverty could afford regular breast cancer screenings, compared to 75% of women not in poverty. According to the Harvard Gazette, another issue is pain management, which is not available for most women living in poverty. For women in poverty, survival rates decrease. Felicia died because she didn't have enough money to afford a hospital that could take care of her cancer. According to the medical website WebMD, many women lack basic knowledge about their disease, such as the cancer stage and other characteristics. Dawn Jones visited many medical centers that were unable to properly treat her breast cancer and provide her with information about her disease. The cancer kept reoccurring due to a lack of adequate resources. Dawn Jones passed away in 2007. These patients passed away due to misdiagnosis, a lack of funds, and lack of adequate resources. Susan G. Komen could have assisted these patients with all of these and improved their likelihood of survival, like they did for Juliet Agua. Juliet Agua moved here from West Africa for a better life. When she came to America, she had an MRI and biopsy that revealed she had breast cancer. She was stage 3C, almost stage 4, and it had spread to her lymph nodes. She had to tell her 1- and 3-year-old daughters that she had breast cancer, and her family was devastated. She first had a mastectomy and then went on to radiation. The radiation affected her esophagus to where she couldn't even eat or drink. She then went on to have chemotherapy, and once she fell on the floor, she couldn't get back up because she was so weak. Throughout this whole treatment, sometimes she experienced memory loss to where she couldn't remember her own children's names. Even though her battle with cancer was brutal, she was able to survive, and thanks to Susan G. Komen, she can now still see her kids.
If you want to keep helping people like Julia Agua, hop on over to www.komen.org and click on the donate button to donate anywhere from $25 to $250 or more if you want to keep helping these women with their life-threatening disease. If you can't seem to spare the money, there's other ways of showing your support, like Race for the Cure. Race for the Cure is taking place all over the country, including here locally in Fort Worth, Texas on April 25th, where you can go and run with survivors of the disease and show your support.
In conclusion, we told you about how Susan G. Komen is helping save thousands of lives each year. We informed you on what breast cancer is, how Susan G. Komen can help, some survivor stories, and what you can do to help. Please consider donating to this worthy organization.